This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Coming up next, a group of East Bay teenagers on a mission to make a difference.
An eye-opening sojourn inspired by a soccer match. That's just ahead.
This is an unbelievable story now. What did you do on your summer vacation? A group of teenagers from Danville decided to raise money and build a couple of soccer fields in South Africa, an effort that turned into the experience of a lifetime. It's hard to find a more striking contrast from the luxury of Danville to the poverty of South Africa. A group of teenagers made it their mission to help. Inspired by the passion of the Angola soccer team at the World Cup 2 years ago, Garrett Weiss and his friends formed a non-profit group called FUNDaFIELD, raising more than $50,000. In June, they flew halfway around the world to see the 2 new fields they funded.
Everyone's so happy. They're so thankful to us, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
They traveled to tiny townships in remote parts of South Africa. There was no running water. Few homes had electricity.
We woke up in the morning and you'd look outside and little, like, 5-year-olds would be pushing wheelbarrows like a couple miles to go get water in little tubs.
With drinking water in short supply, lush green soccer fields were impossible. Clay and dirt, that was the way to go.
Do you want us to peel the onions too?
The kids overcame language barriers to cook African food, and they shared cultures. Digital cameras were big hits.
The kids went crazy. They started screaming like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" Like, they would say, take another, and they'd go get more friends. And the camera was, they loved the camera.
And blonde hair, which they'd never seen before.
They would just tug on our hair, and they always wanted to braid it and play with it because it was so different than theirs.
With 2 fields built and another on the way, FUNDaFIELD is just getting started, changing lives worlds apart.
Just changed my life completely, knowing they're a different standard of living and appreciative towards life. It's great.
These kids were absolutely amazing, and they're not stopping. They're going to build more and more fields.
Fantastic.
And if you want to donate, go to fundafield.com, and they are just getting started, believe me.
This is exciting. This will stay with them the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
Not to mention the difference
on both sides, yes, for the kids in South Africa as well.
Great story, Larry. Thank you.
All right, before we leave you, let's touch base one last time on the forecast.
All right, Spencer Christian with us now.
I love that story, and I love this weather. Things are looking great. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see sunny skies. In fact, sunny skies all through the day, with the fog returning to the coast late in the day. So it'll be a relatively mild day tomorrow, then cooling down overnight tomorrow night. But daytime highs will be in the low 90s in the warmest inland areas. And statewide, lots of warm weather as well. Look for highs of 97 at Fresno tomorrow, 95 at Yosemite, hot in the desert, 110 at Palm Springs, 82 at Los Angeles, 92 at Sacramento. And here in the Bay Area, here's our AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Tomorrow will be the warmest day in the forecast period. Again, inland highs, low 90s tomorrow, cooling down sharply under breezy conditions on Saturday and Sunday, but with skies remaining mostly sunny. And then through next week, we'll see sort of a steady range of highs, mid-80s inland, mid-70s around the Bay, 58 to 60 on the coast, before we start to warm up again late next week. Maybe next weekend will be a warm weekend.
We're half listening and half still talking about that story.
It's incredible.
Isn't that beautiful?
A wonderful story. Just so heartwarming.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and those kids did an amazing job, didn't they?
Thanks, Spencer. Just incredible.
Thanks a lot.